Led by a cat?
Two of us this morning.
Yes. I think he said thank you. He is an in and out cat. You probably didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I said you probably didn't hear that. He's an in and out cat.
Oh, yeah. Always the other place.
Yeah. Let me out, let me out. Let me in, let me in. How are you?
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like I'm repainting the bathroom.
Oh.
Washing down walls and ceiling, taping off everything, crawling behind toilets, etc., yeah.
This is, fortunately, it's something I've left behind.
Well, I love to
I've been
paint.
there.
Yeah. I do love to paint.
Yeah.
The body just doesn't. While I'm doing it, except the getting up and getting down,
Yeah.
takes me a lot longer than it used to. Well, while I'm doing it, it doesn't hurt. But at night and the next day, I know I've been doing something.
Yeah.
It could be anything, though. Any physical activity I do. Ouch!
Hey,
Ouch. Ooh.
Loki. No.
Any use of muscles that I haven't used for 3 days or
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
shows up as an ache. It's
Yep.
annoying.
Yep. Well, I understand. Part of why I'm pretty religious with what I do.
Yeah.
Ah, there's Jeffrey. If I can see where to let him in. There he is. Morning, Jeff.
Morning,
Morning.
Bill.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm in the later stages. I'm kind of on the upswing. I had the flu the last several days,
Oh,
Ooh.
but I'm still doing a lot of nose blowing and coughing and stuff. So just I apologize in advance for that. But I'm still kicking up a lot of mucus and stuff. But otherwise, I'm okay. Definitely feeling better than I was.
oh,
So,
good.
yeah.
You don't need that.
No, it started coming on Thursday, and by Friday, Saturday, Sunday were real rough.
Ah,
Yesterday was a little better, but
Jesse, bring that home to you?
I don't think so. I don't know where I got it, because he was okay, and once I started on Friday, I started wearing a mask in the house and in the car with him and Kate all the time to make sure that I didn't spread it when I
Yeah.
was in close quarters, and when I'm dealing with food and whatever, I just wore one constantly. So I think I've avoided giving it to them anyways. So
Oh, that's good.
cost, yeah, yeah. But otherwise okay.
Good. We seem to be okay.
Yeah.
Midst of other things I was doing.
And record.
Yes, we are already, I think.
Yeah, it's recording.
Yep,
Oh, you okay?
it's up here.
Oh, okay. I was looking for the red.
All different. So, questions, awarenesses, anything come up in your practice?
Nothing really new for me. I haven't practiced for about 4 days.
Yeah,
But you know, I
understand.
did before this happened. I did watch. I missed. I watched the rest of the last class, the 15 minutes or so that I left, just to kind of be up to where you guys were. Um, but I don't really have any questions about it.
Okay.
A weird question that really doesn't have to do with woo or Ray Gates. As I'm going to sleep, I often try to get the energy moving and sense it. So when I'm horizontal, there obviously can't be any rooting with the earth.
Why not?
Okay, and that was my question. The orientation doesn't make a difference.
The difference it makes is that you would be rooting through, if you're on your back, for instance, you'd be rooting through your back.
Okay. Because that's where I felt it more. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we often sort of forget that all the energy goes out in every direction.
It's there.
Yeah.
So your orientation, or a person's orientation, doesn't, in effect, doesn't make a difference.
Right. Other than that, when you're lying on your back, you're not trying to root through your feet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Good question though. Yeah.
No, Bill, I do that, something like that as well. What I do is I also, what I found works for me and helps me feel it better is when I am laying horizontal, usually on my back, I try and get my head and neck in orientation that it's all relaxed and the same way that we do when we're standing. And I feel that helps the energy to flow through there better and into my head and help me get to sleep. And also sometimes if I'm on my back, I will put my arms out and my palms up. And I do feel a little bit more of a sense of the energy coming in through my hands if I relax them and, if I'm sleeping like that. Those are two things that I found through trial and error that do tend to help me sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting what we do to assist us in going to sleep.
You name it.
Right. Well, my routine is I actually go through longevity breathing, doing 10 breaths of each one, and really trying to feel the energy moving into those organs that we're trying to connect with. And when I breathe into the perineum, really trying to get that full awareness of the flow through the body. And it works very well for me. And I am interested because sometimes I'm asleep before I finish the Dantian. Sometimes it happens at the spleen or the liver, and sometimes I go all the way through and I think, am I going to have to do this again? And then I go so that's been my recent practice that has worked very well for me.
Yeah, I've done that from time to time. I've never made it all the way through whatever I was aiming for. So
I
works,
have, but
yeah.
Anyway, so nothing else.
I did remember I do have to leave at 10:45 again today, David. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We only have one car, and she's got to be there at 11.
Okay. So I want you to do the 8 gates without the arms. That doesn't mean that the energy doesn't flow through the arms. It doesn't mean that there is no movement of the arms. It probably is very slight. But if you're opening and closing through the whole body and twisting and bending and extending, the arms will still have an awareness of those energetic movements, even if you are not physically going through the motions with the arms. The body and the legs continue to do what they normally do. And one thing I would say is, as you begin to try this practice, is the first thing is just to be aware of making sure that the body and legs are doing what you would normally do without the arms. And then letting yourself gradually become aware of the energy moving. You really need to kind of go through a little bit of a stage of awareness of doing this, because our tendency is, oh, I've got to move my arms here. And discovering that you can just let them be there and let them respond. They will twist. They will open and close. The energy will move through your arms. Because, if you remember, the legs move 10 times as much energy as the arms. So, stand up and play with this. So what happened there? What did you feel? What didn't you feel?
I thought, if anything, there was more pumping and twisting than usual, because I was aware that that was what was going to do the job.
Good.
Sometimes it gets lost with the arms.
Hmm.
Not completely, but
Yeah. No,
you
absolutely.
trust in the arms to be doing what other things should be doing.
Right, right. Um, it felt like some of the movement of the body and the legs could be, at least at this stage, a little bit larger
Okay.
in this practice.
Okay.
But only if you feel that is effective in doing it.
Okay. I have been trying to get smaller in general.
I know. Well, that's
So
that's the influence of God's.
yeah.
And you might just let it relax a little in this.
Okay.
But good. What about for you, Jeff?
I felt a pretty good, steady connection between my hands and especially my fingertips and the ground, and energy coming up through the earth. I felt a pretty good connection throughout. I did not feel a lot of, I think, diversity in the energy like I do more so when we're actually moving the arms more. And I did feel a pretty good regular connection from the arms all the way through the quad and legs and everything to the earth most of the time, which I haven't paid attention to very much when I'm doing the arm movements. And I think I just, by default, I paid more attention to it now because the arms weren't really doing anything, intentionally doing anything. So it was interesting. I think it's worth doing sometimes.
It's a practice that actually I think, particularly perhaps now, it can be very helpful in beginning to get focus into the torso and the legs rather than just on the arms.
Yeah, I definitely need that in my practice, so I'm glad we did this, and it gives me a tool to work.
And it probably will help you to let go of your shoulders even more.
Yeah.
It seemed to me you were lifting the arms, not allowing them to be lifted. But that a little hard for me to tell on Zoom. So
Yeah, I was very much trying not to consciously or muscular wise move the arms. I was doing my best not to.
good.
So I think most of the time, it may have been more so Zoom. I think most of the time my shoulders were pretty relaxed, and I was, as I said, I was kind of focusing on just the flow through my quad into the legs, whereas normally I am more concerned with what my arms are doing physically.
Good.
So that did allow more relaxation of the shoulders because they weren't doing anything
Right.
other than allowing the energy to flow.
Yep. Good. Okay. So form. No, I'm not going to make you do that in the form today. Although it is one of the ways that we do practice the form. But I won't do that to you today. Questions? What that in that latter part that we've been working on? New things come up. old things continue to come up?
Oh, sure. But I am trying to do what we had touched on as far as not throwing my body around so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Including the arms. Yeah.
Good.
I have to kick myself to remind. So.
That's one of the things to, and I know you both know this perfectly well, but remembering that the center of your of your physical movement is the lower dantian. So we're constantly trying to remove some of that emphasis on the arms. And so they only move as they are driven by the lower dantian, not as they want to move on their own. And that's everybody goes through dealing with that. There's not something that you guys are having a particular problem with that's unusual. It's perfectly normal. So anything for you, Jeff? Did you?
I had one question. I'm just looking up the posture. Gargoyle. I was thinking guardians. I'm wondering if you could just briefly review the difference in the hand movement and final posture of guardians or gargoyles versus the two kicks.
Oh, sure.
I want to make sure. I tend to muddy that sometimes.
They are very similar.
Yeah.
The only difference really in the final position is the position of the lower hand, and it's really the attitude, not the position.
Right.
So in gargoyles, the upper hand is at the middle dantian and the lower hand at the lower dantian. But the lower hand is turned inward.
On the kicks or on gargoyles?
No, this is on Subdued Tiger.
On Subdued Tiger, okay. You said gargoyles initially. That's why.
Sorry.
Okay.
In
That's why
gargoyles,
I'm confused, because I confuse them a lot too.
in gargoyles, the only difference is that the lower hand is palm up. They're still both fists.
And the position on your body is still the same. That is the same on both of them.
Yep, absolutely the same.
All right. I wasn't completely clear on that part either. So.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. That's it then. And I mean, I've been trying to incorporate the part of of when we rotate, then as we rotate back, come in and then back out.
Yep.
And that's the same on both, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Good. That's it then.
The hard one, I think, is incense, because you don't have a problem about coming in because you're kicking and stepping back.
Right.
So that automatically starts you in, and as you're sinking, you're coming in, but then there is an out.
Yeah.
And the movement is short. So there's not a lot of physical room for that to happen. So you just have to really be aware of, in your mind, when you think that change occurs.
Right.
Is there a slight move to the right just before incense? Did I see you?
Well, the leg, as you kick,
After the kick, yeah.
that move, yeah, right. Not a good day for this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that turns you back.
Oh, okay.
You've already turned back. Ideally, turn the toe in a little bit as you do that. So you're not sweeping the toe out, you're sweeping and turning the toe in so that you're ready to go into that narrower stance.
Yeah.
So having gone into that, turned a little to the right, there is a little turn to the left as you're sinking,
Yeah. Okay.
because you end up ideally facing straight ahead.
What is a Marshall application for that, David?
I believe actually it's a pull down.
Right, but then what about the part where we then go back up? What is that doing?
Well, going into gargoyles, the first part of that is a throw,
Right,
and then
and then psi energy coming down, right?
what?
Then coming down is like psi energy into I'm talking about into incense now.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like a pull down into incense, but then what's the Marshall application of the strike back up? Is it actually strike?
No, you're just completing the pull down.
But why are you extending back? You're pulling down, but then up. That's part of the pull down.
The energy is changing, so as it's coming in, you're sucking them in,
Right.
and then completing the pull down.
Okay.
You know, we tend to think that there's only one energy happening in an application, and there isn't. If you think even just from the very beginning, Pung has in and out. G has G has in and out. Rollback has out and in. On has in and out. It's not just one direction.
Right.
And in a way, incense is like on, but a different energy. Because with on we have that in and out.
Right.
And in incense we have, in effect, the same thing, in and out. But it's and it may just getting them off balance with that so that you can throw them.
Okay.
I'm not an accomplished martial artist, so or a martial arts application. I'm familiar with some of them,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, when I ask you these questions, you often have interpretations that I hadn't thought of, in addition to what I had thought of.
I've been thinking about it longer than you have. And also, one of the things, unfortunately not for this style, but for the Yang style, there are wonderful videos of applications. And even though it's the Yang style, you get a sense of what the possibilities are,
Right.
because we're still working with the same energies.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was interesting when we used to dabble with the Chen with a little bit with Jonah. It was a lot of those were a lot more obvious and apparent.
Well, it is in the Chen because it's it's a more it's a more hard form,
Right.
because of its combination between some Tai Chi awareness and Shaolin.
Right.
So I mean, they started out, the Chen style was all a very hard style, very similar to Shaolin, and may have been a derivative of Shaolin. And then when the forgotten his name, but there was an internal artist of kind of an early Tai Chi person who wandered into Chen Village and was able to defeat their fighters, and therefore they had him stay and teach them for a while, and it changed Chen's style from being, I mean, that's how it became the first of the Tai Chi styles, because it's a combination really of hard and soft.
Huh.
Yeah, it's all that history is very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, how about you do a little flowing and we see where we are? Are you up to flowing?
We'll find out, won't we?
Well, yes, but I didn't mean to. So that looked pretty good through that section, Jeff. How did you feel?
Um, I mean, I'm getting there. I'm trying to keep it rounded. I'm trying to focus, as I said, on the coming in and then back out as I rotate the arms. I'm trying to get more rotation into the arms through that,
Good.
which that's the main part I got to work on still. But I've got a much better understanding on both the kicks and the gargoyles as far as the body motion and the arms coming in and out, which as I said, I never used to do until recently.
Yeah.
And it's just getting arm rotation in through that.
Yep.
I got to work on it a little bit, but it's feeling a bit better.
Yeah, it did. It definitely looked a bit better. Good.
I've only got a couple of minutes still. I'm going to need to leave very shortly, just as a reminder.
I know.
Okay.
So, any other questions you have in there?
I don't. I didn't want to leave without saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, I will catch up on the rest of the class. I'll watch it later on.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You
Yep,
too.
you too.
Um, I feel a lot of good things happening.
If you were going to, if you had asked me, I would have said when I wasn't stumbling around, it felt pretty good.
Well, yeah, you've had a couple of stumbles, and you lost a couple of postures in recovering from your stumbles, but that's understandable. We've all been there and done that. How did you feel?
I mean,
Other than that,
I'm realizing more and more the connectedness of the whole thing, the flow. It, at this point, I think has me going through it a little faster than I want to, maybe, but still, I'm trying to track the flow of it,
Yeah.
not worry so much about speed.
well, that's all right. That's
Yeah.
all right, because sometimes it's good to just practice at the rate that it feels right to practice.
And I mean, some things, gargoyles, it has always been ratty for me, but, I'm on the verge of getting it together there, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
and it goes from day to day.
Yeah.
Incense was good today, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got back there and down and up with no problem. So
yeah. One thing to keep being aware of is not moving some part of the body independently of the whole body. And it's interesting, that gets better as you go along
Okay.
through the form.
Oh, you mean it gets better as I'm doing the form?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The area where probably it shows up the worst is right at the beginning in grasping sparrow's tail. Because your tendency is for the body to get stuck, but the arms keep moving.
Okay.
And from your response, I gather you hadn't really.
No, I hadn't realized that. I have been working on turn,
Yeah.
keeping the motion going this way because I
Well,
had always gotten there too fast and going straight. So.
Yeah. The problem there in that is that the movement is extremely subtle.
Okay.
So Um, it's interesting. You still have a tendency as you begin this to swing the arms across, and they're just getting involved. They're starting to feel the energy cause them to turn and bend, and you're connecting.
I think it must go back to the very first time in a visual recollection of turn, and, you know, and arms open, and I overdid it as I did everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, it
Yeah.
hangs on. It's annoying.
And making sure this is an empty step. If it's full, you don't have any place to move to.
Was I full? Or
Partially.
Partially? Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it needs to be empty because this needs continual movement.
Yeah.
And then you're going forward and step. And here's where it appears like there's no movement, but it's really you're bending and condensing in. You're going.
Yeah.
That's going. If anything, that might have a sense of sinking into it, and then opening. But you're really that getting it there will help you get it everywhere else in the form.
Yeah.
Because Grassy Sparrow's tail in this form is a very difficult movement. Much more so than it is in the Yang style, I think.
Well, it's certainly turning out. I don't know that I ever thought it was simple, you know, or anything like that. But
I never accused you of that.
But yeah, it's wow,
Yeah,
taking so much work.
I know. It's the fact that particularly right at the beginning, going through Peng and Ji, the fact that you are continuously rotating and shifting forward, and it's not very far.
Mm.
Well, yeah, in this form it's not very far. I mean, we're not stepping with long steps here, intentionally not doing so. So it becomes a very subtle movement, and excuse me, I certainly had a great deal of difficulty in the beginning putting that together, getting it to come into some kind of awareness. I would say I probably spent years before I really got it.
Okay. I will
So,
try to put that.
and I think one of the things is to get, if you can get locked into your awareness, not just your mind, but your awareness, that if the body isn't in some way moving, even if it's, and it can be just energetically, the arms and the legs don't move. So if you get to a point where the body stops,
Yeah.
then everything stops.
Can you see that happening?
In Grasping Sparrow's Tail, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a part of that is getting that connection between that we were talking about earlier, the connection between the Dantian and arm movement. The fact that you want the body, that even as as subtle as all that is, this is caused by my dantian moving, not because I'm moving my arms.
Mm.
And it's, I acknowledge that it's getting that coordination is very difficult. And it appears in other ways, in other places in the form.
Maybe I should lose the arms every once in a while. I've worked so hard to get them anywhere close to right.
Yeah.
and the thought is, okay, I get rid of them, but
Well, but not get rid of them. Just
yeah, no, I mean,
you can feel the energy moving through them.
the same as what we
Yeah.
did this morning in 8
Yeah.
Gates. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Doing some practice without the arms, just being really aware of what the body is trying to do, might be helpful. I did some of that. Yeah, certainly.
theoretically, is there a point at which reducing the movement and concentrating on the energy in this style, is there an end point to that? Or, I mean, you could theoretically stand still and go through the whole thing.
Yes, you could.
Okay. But then that wouldn't really be the Wu form. Or would it? Yeah.
Well, it would
I guess
be
that's-
the Wu form probably having moved into meditation.
Meditation, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Yang form would be a different movement. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
It is possible to truly meditate while doing the form
Mm.
with movement, but it is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I did a workshop on that with Bruce, which was very, very eye-opening. It was many years ago, so I was not ready for it at that point. I wish I was doing it now,
Mm.
although I don't have the control of the form that would be necessary probably. But it is actually possible to do that. But you are not consciously aware of causing the physical movement in any way when you're doing that, because if you're truly meditating, you're not paying any attention to the movement.
Mm.
It's just part of what you're doing, because the meditation is going on inside.
Probably the closest I come to that is in wave hands, So where I often lose track of the number of times.
Mhm. It definitely we get Tai Chi to a stage of meditative movement,
Mm.
which is not the same thing as doing meditation,
Right. Yeah.
but it is a stage of development, and that's probably what's happening to you in wave hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's I think there's a great deal of benefit of arriving at that stage.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I'm dimly aware of what my feet are doing, but I no longer have to
Yeah,
think my way through. Okay.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking for in the whole thing.
Yeah.
In the whole
Yeah.
thing.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I'm sure you do, Bill.
Yeah.
I know you. You're not unaware, Bill. So do you have other questions at the moment?
No. No, I mean, actually, the bit about Rasping Sparrow's Tail is more than enough, for a week
Yeah,
or two.
you can just
Maybe
work on
3.
that. Yeah, you can just work on. I spent a lot of practice time just doing Grasping Sparrow's Tail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just saying, I lose track of wave hands from time to time. I never lose track of grasping. I'm always thinking probably too much.
Yeah. Jay taught a 4 posture form in which I'm remembering right. I'm trying to remember because I haven't done it for years. He started with the Grasping Sparrow Tail and single whip, and then there was something else. But I managed to get all 8 energies in 4 postures. Well, because Grasping Sparrow's Tail has 4 to begin with.
Yeah.
But what I did was Grasping Sparrow's Tail and single whip as a group.
Mm.
And did just that over and over and over.
When you do that, you stop one and begin the other, or is there a transition between?
You just stop after single whip.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I mean, after Sparrow's Tail, do you somehow flow into single whip?
It's the next posture.
Oh, okay.
You just do it like you're doing the.
Okay, I see.
I just did single whip to get me past Grasping Sparrow's Tail smoothly.
Okay. Okay.
And then I go back and start again.
Yeah. Okay.
So I found that a good practice for working on that. And it has, I will say, my form has changed enormously over the years. I look back. Jay taught this form to me the way Master Joe taught it to him, and basically in 4 big chunks. How I remembered it, I have no idea. But boy, did I practice right away.
Yeah.
And I worked very hard on it. And every time I saw Jay, he would, excuse me, give me another lesson. And all that was very helpful. He and I have somewhat different interpretations of some aspects of it now, but basically the same. Master Joe did feel it was the most advanced of the Tai Chi forms, and the one which had the greatest potential for spiritual growth as part of the practice. So it's a really it's an important form, short or long, I think.
Well, it's been really nice to be working on it. I was going to say nicer than the Yang style, but I was at such a different place in my development when we did the Yang styles. It's not a fair comparison. I don't.
Yeah. Well, and different people connect with each of the forms in different ways. I mean, some people, like Jonas, he is really a Chen stylist. I mean, he can do other styles of Tai Chi, but his Chen is superb. And he's got some other things too. I really connected with this form. I don't think I ever progressed as far in the Yang style as I've progressed in this form. I liked doing the Yang style. It's not that I didn't. Just you have different. I think. I don't know. I know people who just really like the Yang style and don't want to do anything else.
Yeah. I haven't touched it in quite a while. It'd probably be interesting to start brushing up and see what it feels like with the.
Yeah.
How many years of Wu have we done? 4?
At least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's interesting to talk to people about that. And there are the two different Wu styles, the Wu and the Woo, and they're very different. And for instance, Bruce teaches the Wu style. He doesn't do this style. So, everybody connects in different ways.
Yeah.
I see you on the point of leaving.
I,
Your day goes on.
Yeah, it does. A quick stop at Shagbar.
No big surprise. You're over here, you might as well.
Yeah.
And good luck with your painting.
Yeah, it's halfway done.
Oh, good. Is it a large bathroom?
No, it's bigger than your first floor because it has a shower in it. It's a walk-in shower, but there's not much floor space other than that. There's a toilet, a vanity, and the shower. So it's a medium room at best. It's not small, but yeah.
Yeah.
The installer did clear caulk around where he should have, around the top of the backsplash and the side splash. But he must have smeared it a little bit and then wiped it off because when I paint next to the backsplash, it doesn't adhere because it's a very, very thin film of caulk there. So I have to go through, with some kind of sharp-bladed instrument and dig that out before I can paint. I painted over it, and the next day there was
it was ugly.
The underneath, showing through. So I know exactly where it is, but
that's
a
annoying.
few hours wasted. So,
yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's like the carpenter who did that bathroom up there. He did a couple of things that we've had to have Howard fix because he didn't do it right to begin with.
Yeah. Part of me Cynthia said, call and complain. I said, there's a push hole behind the toilet where they either hit it with the toilet when they were removing it or kicked it or something. It didn't break all the way through the plasterboard, but when I was just going over down there, my hand started to move into the wall. So they hurry.
Yeah.
Especially, this was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I know he wanted to get rid of Saturday. So, so he hurried and they got it done in 3 days.
Yeah.
Speed kills.
When you find people who do it right, hold on to them.
Yeah.
That's like our plumber is top notch. He's expensive, but
Yeah.
everything he's done for us has been absolutely perfectly done, worked right, didn't wear out right away or fall apart or anything. So yeah, you hold on to those people when you find them, but
Yeah. I've had a lot of good wood people and wood people especially, but they weren't Finnish people. They constructed and everything is square and done right and extra support, etc., but don't expect them to finish anything, or if they did, it was just I know the one fellow came back to do part of a job after he had finished most of it, and I was busy painting the finished paint, and he stood there and he said, "You're better than the professional painters that I work with."
oh dear.
Well,
Yeah.
I am, I do like to paint, and
Yeah.
my wife was saying yesterday, where did you learn to do that? I said, well, mostly school of mistakes.
I used to be good at painting, but I wouldn't try now.
So
I was good at edging, and now
I have steady hands.
I'm a steady hand, but my
Yeah.
eyes are not.
Well, and my eyes are not good, but close up hand-eye coordination is still pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're lucky with that. Yeah.
So someday it will diminish. I know.
Oh yeah.
I play games with myself. Driving. I can. Within about that much, I can put my car tire where I want it. So if there's a stone in the road, I'll aim for it, and I can feel it
Uh-huh.
hit. Not a big stone.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do the best we can.
Yeah.
And you are.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my doctors said you're looking pretty good for 84. So.
Did I tell you my orthopedic surgeon? He was giving me a spine shot, and this is about 8 months ago, I think. And I got off the table, and he looked at me and he said, "What is your secret?" And I said, Tai Chi. And he said, "Oh, maybe I should be doing that."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about these warm days is I can get out and walk outside.
Yeah. And it's be, I don't know what to,
Close to 70 today.
come on, 62 right now.
Cool. Or rather warm.
Yeah.
Delightfully so. They'll have a good
Yep, we'll see you
day, and I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. I will walk.
Please, thank you.
Almost forgot, felt it in my bucket.
Oh, thank you.
That's for tomorrow.
Great. Thank you very much.